take a look at our insights. I am really having a lot here with me, but for good reasons. With me in studios is Ambrose Mugume from Uganda Blood Transfusion Services, and that is the Nakasero Blood Service, Nakasero Blood Bank. And our topic today is the drive that we were looking at earlier on in our reports there, the blood donation drive, which began yesterday. It's supposed to take a week, but of course I'll let him take us more into that later on as we go ahead. But first of all, you're very welcome.
Thank you.
Indeed. Speaking blood, I for one have never really, I think I went once or twice at the university, but I had to be convinced, you know, to do that, because I had a friend who always told me, no, what if you faint? What if, you know, there's always those things that are surrounding donation of blood. But real quick, tell us about the transfusion, the blood, Nakasero Blood Bank.
Well, thank you, the viewers. As Uganda Blood Transfusion Service, I'm happy that you got convinced that time at university.
Yeah.
You seem not to be convinced, but later on you got convinced and gave the blood. Just like you, very many Ugandans out there have a lot in their minds. They think maybe if I donated my blood, maybe I would faint, maybe I would become small. They have a lot of fears. But time and again, as Uganda Blood Transfusion Service, we have endeavored to educate the public, the masses, to ensure that at least everyone knows that when you donate blood, it is healthy for you as a person and helps that person who is in need of it at the hospital end. And so we currently, for example, have a drive, like we are going to talk about it, with NSSF, to ensure that we collect as much blood as possible to satisfy hospital needs for this blood.
That will bring me to one thing. 6,000. Jesus, that is something. 6,000 liters.
In fact, we are looking at more, close to 8,000.
Interesting.
Yes.
And you're seeing this happening?
Yes.
Okay.
It is very possible. Ugandans are very positive this time round. In fact, the good news that we have as Uganda Blood Transfusion Service is that people are responding well. We thank Ugandans for that.
Okay.
And we would like this spirit to continue, because previously, you remember, that almost every school holiday, then we are crying, there's shortage of blood. Yesterday we had the launch at Mulago.
Yes.
The executive director of Mulago was very happy because the fridges have been full.
Interesting.
Through Christmas up to now. Fridges are full with blood. So the patients are getting it. And it's the kind of thing we want to see continue. We want Ugandans to continue responding positively, donating that blood, and we save these people in our hospitals.
Okay. So what people do we see oftentimes get to use this blood more, you know? Majorly
the children. And then of late, we have pregnant mothers. I think the healthcare system in Uganda has now improved, so more mothers are giving birth at the hospital end. Unlike previously, when most of our mothers perhaps would be giving birth in the villages, maybe through traditional birth attendants, but this time around, most of our mothers actually go for antenatal care, they visit hospitals. So as a result, many of them go through surgeries and end up in need of blood.
So we're seeing a trend of mothers, children.
Sure. Previously, it used to be children majorly, but now we are seeing mothers competing significantly, and so maybe with time
there's been a lot of cases, you know, especially when it's, you know, birth during that time. So many young people, I for one have lost a couple of people because they've lost too much blood and were not able to get it on time. Speaking of getting blood on time, there was a time we had a blood shortage
in the country.
That must have been a huge challenge. I know this is one of the things we're doing now, what you're doing to really make sure that, like you said, keep the fridges full, keep people alive and things of that nature. But how come we see such gaps sometimes? Why?
Well, I must say that in a country like ours, first and foremost, it's not very easy to predict the demand for this blood in the next 1 or maybe 6 months, to be very sure and accurate, because the healthcare system, we don't have health insurance, very few attend hospitals, So it's very unpredictable most of the time. But nevertheless, we have been doing our best as a transfusion service to ensure that we run by the standards, world standards. The World Health Organization requires that as a country, as a developing country, we collect at least 1% of the total population in the country. 1% of Ugandans should be donating blood. So if we are talking about a population of Uganda, which could be about 40 million, then that means we need at least 400,000 units of blood.
Indeed.
Yes, per year. Currently, our target is not at that. There are some reasons why. Because we have also to look at it and set realistic targets. We couldn't go for a target that is not really achievable for us as a country, as Uganda. So we are targeting to collect 300,000 units of blood this year. And when we look at the demand that we have had previously for blood stocks in hospitals, if we collected 300,000 units of blood this year, we should be able to move through smoothly without any shortages.
Well,
of
starting
blood
off,
like we have had before.
the drive could be one of those things that we need every now and then. But very interesting. How do you get to, let's look at the utilization here at the end of the day. This is really key. One may wonder.
Utilization of blood. We have talked about the mothers. And most of this blood that we collect, maybe close to 50%, has been going to children and mothers.
So it's on 50-50.
Not really, as per se. Between children and mothers, we have about 60% going to those two. And then we have the accident victims. Now we also have cancers on the rise.
Oh, yeah.
A lot of blood is going to the Cancer Institute, to cancer patients. There are others that get operations, including those that have any other health conditions that require surgery. So it is majorly the mothers, children, accident victims, and now the cancer patients that take most of this blood that we collect every year. And we would like to appeal to the public. We have a campaign we have launched also. This one was launched some time ago to have O-negative donors.
Okay, that's a very rare.
We have realized as a Uganda Blood Transfusion Service that we need O-negative donors clustered together. Reason being, they are not many, they are few. So at a time of need, it would mean that if you are out there and you have O-negative, if time comes and there's need that you also need blood transfusion, then it becomes easier for us to organize, to mobilize within your cluster of members who have O-negative and get you blood quickly. Because O-negative is a universal donor. It can help in all emergencies.
Yes.
All emergencies, wherever they are, talk of any time of the day, whether it is at midnight, any time. If you have need for blood,
we have
get
a problem.
O-negative and you'll solve that.
We have a problem, Ambrose.
What's that
People
problem?
don't even know their blood type, which means people are not bothered to begin with.
It is okay. A developing country like ours, where the healthcare system is just growing, we expect that to happen. So we are moving.
Okay.
We are moving. For sure, we wouldn't expect many of our people in the villages to know their blood groups. Even when they come to hospitals and the medical people tell them that your patient is here, yes, we have blood, but this blood cannot be given to your patient just because of the blood group.
They don't know.
That if we do the cross match, we realize your blood group, the blood group of your patient is different from the blood we have available. Most of the attendants don't understand it. They think maybe they are denying my patient blood. So maybe she will stay at the hospital end with her patient without blood from morning up to midday. Then somewhere at lunchtime, another person comes and receives blood.
And then,
and it becomes a question. I mean, there must be a problem. Maybe I need to have money for these people to access the blood, which is not the case, because it is just a blood group that is missing. And so we continue sensitizing the population.
Okay. I really want us to get into the drive, but before we do that,
yes,
Towards the end of last year, we're looking at a couple of issues in regards to looking at the blood. And even the story we're looking at earlier on, we're looking at the fact that some people are charged for blood. But then, I want you to clarify this. I know what it should be, but I want it to come from you, probably. Because private clinics, hospitals, they're charging people, you know, for this blood. And at the end of the day, I think that's why you see many Ugandans getting angry about it. And if I should point out, even in some health centers or, you know, public hospitals or things of that nature, we have some very, very cunning characters who are able to pick some little money from these people, you know, saying, well, if you give me some 20, I could get you your blood, you know.
Rowena, it is unfortunate. Blood is a free public good, and nobody has right to sell it or even to buy it. So those who are selling and those who are buying are doing something illegal. This blood is donated voluntarily by Ugandans.
Well, the Ugandans don't know that
all Ugandans
it's free.
Are giving this blood voluntarily, freely, to us as UBTS. And as UBTS, we test this blood and ensure that it is fit for transfusion, that it is safe. We dispatch it to all hospitals, private and government hospitals, free of charge. There's no such a hospital that pays for this blood from the blood bank. Here at Nakasero, and we have regional centers in Mbale, in Gulu, in Mbarara, in Fort Portal, we have in Masaka, and Arua. All hospitals in the country are collecting blood from those centers free of charge. So I must inform viewers that we are working hard as Uganda Blood Transfusion Service, but we would like to work with you, the public, and the donors in particular, those that are giving us this blood, that we are not encouraging sale of blood. If it is happening in these hospitals, because we have heard from many people that they don't easily access this blood, although many times it is not easy to verify the payments that people are making for this blood, because sometimes we realize people are passing behind.
Well, I'd love to believe some people do not know when they go to these hospitals and they're trying to save their patients.
And let me tell you the reason why. During those days, post-colonial days, say when we started blood transfusion in Uganda after independence, blood donation or blood transfusions were not free. So it comes back, it is historical. People have it in their minds. We are working hard to get it out of people's minds, to ensure that people now understand that there is Uganda Blood Transfusion Service which collects this blood from donors voluntarily. This blood is donated, and as such they should get it freely at the hospitals, because previously in those years after independence, if you wanted blood, Lorena, you'd have to pay someone to donate blood for your patient. Or if you're not able to pay someone to donate, then you'd buy it. Or you'd bring a relative to donate for your patient.
To see who of them really has,
Yes, who has enough blood and can donate for your patient. But currently the system is, we are encouraging everyone of a good heart to donate blood voluntarily, without force, without anybody coercing
for
you.
a good cause.
For a good cause, for sure, to save other Ugandans. And we would like every Ugandan to enjoy it, to access it. I'm sure many people have also got it for free. Of course, we have those cases.
There are those who have got for free, and probably a few who have got
Yes, we meet many of them. They are very grateful for receiving this blood at the hospitals, and nobody charged them a coin. But we have still those small cases where
people actually having to get into their pockets.
And we are working hard to ensure that one is eliminated.
Okay, so the blood is free, people.
Yes.
It's not for buying or anything like that. Now, let's go back to the campaign, because what you're doing here, you said a target of 6,000, but most likely even more.
Yes.
1,000 more liters. Okay, now, we're seeing corporate companies come through and joining you. Now, NSSF for itself has been one of those people that want to be pretty much involving themselves in it. But why are we seeing this sort of trend now? I know it could be some sort of CSR, but.
Yes, corporate social responsibility. But I think as a country, we are growing. And corporate companies have reached a point and can offer some support to essential services that are requiring in the country. So NSSF, we are so grateful to NSSF. NSSF has now supported us for the previous 4 to 6 years, ensuring that every school holiday, most especially the December, January long school holiday, they're able to come in and close that gap.
Interesting.
Because Lorena, we collect over or close to 70%. 70% of blood that we collect annually is collected from school-going students.
Yeah.
So whenever they go on school holidays, as a country, we experience shortages of blood here and there. But this is becoming history.
Because now you're saying, well, anyone can do
this. Good news this time around, through this December, Christmas, people have enjoyed their Christmas without any shortages of blood. And we are happy about it, and we must thank the donors. It is not us as UBTS, they are the donors who have given this relentlessly. People have repeatedly given the blood to ensure that we close these gaps during school holidays. And the corporates are standing in that same gap. It is not only NSSF, by the way. We are having others on board. Indian Association, Coca-Cola.
Oh, wow.
We have New Vision. We have many others. There are many others on board. And we are really grateful. We want to have them so that whenever we have school holidays, corporate companies, we encourage them to come up, encourage their staff, corporate people like you. Recently we were here.
By this time I did.
We must thank you guys at UBC. You donated blood. We are happy for you. So
now I feel guilty.
We'd like you to keep that.
I personally feel guilty because I think everyone else went but me.
You should do this always.
I have done this before. But probably then I was, rushing about and doing
that's the problem. Many Ugandans say they are busy, but this is a life cause.
Okay. Now I'm going to promise that the next time I'm definitely going to do this.
Please do.
I will definitely do this. Now let's go to the campaign. You launched yesterday.
Yes.
Going for about a week. So you're having drives in different.
Yes.
You're going to marketplaces, public places. Yeah.
Throughout the country, we have made ourselves visible.
Visible, yeah.
Starting yesterday, we had the launch at Mulago. We had the MD, NSSF, our directors, the directors of Mulago, and the media people. You guys were with us. So throughout the country, we have centers.
Okay.
Maybe you start with Kampala. In Kampala, we are having the Constitutional Square, the commonly known city square. We have a team also down at Clock Tower.
Okay.
We have teams down at Mukwana Arcade, just opposite Chikuvo Lane. We also have a team at Kaleru roundabout, a team at Waise roundabout. We have a team in Mukono, near Sombe Supermarket. We also have a team in Entebbe at the Central Market. We have a team in Jinja collecting blood. We have a team in Hoima. We have a team in Masaka. We have Mbarara, I think at the Independence Grounds in Mbarara. And they will keep moving around town. We also have Kabale, Voice of Chigezi. We are having there blood donation in Kabale. We have Fort Portal. Fort Portal. Yesterday, I think they had in town. We shall be in town the whole of this week. Remember, starting yesterday till Saturday.
Till Saturday.
It is a
Those are very
week-long
strategic
drive.
Positions, eh? Because you've mentioned
Very
a couple of
strategic
places. I'm like, that's where the people are.
Yes.
So, which is good.
Yes, so we have also in northern Uganda. We have Gulu, we have...
in the town centers, yeah?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, in the town centers. We have Rila, we have Arua, we have Mbale, we have Soroti. Yes, we have...
So you have most of the places really covered.
Yes, yes.
Well, I can see the target coming through.
Yes, we.
I'm also very excited about that. Hopefully I could, after this, probably go by and see. Like I promised this time.
Yes, our teams are down there.
It's been a while since I've done that. So this, apart from that, you also have other people going around, or that's just it? You have stationed places?
Those are just a few of those places that I've been able to mention, but we have several other teams
that are moving around.
Oh. And also on our centers, as in static centers, say where the regional blood bank is, you can drop in there and donate blood, just like you can.
Oh, you can actually just go to
Nakasero Blood Bank. We have a team which is always there to receive you warmly and you
take
donate
some
your
blood
in an exciting mood.
I like how you said exciting mode.
Sure.
But very, very interesting. Now, let's look. Have you got any kind of challenges in this process? Because oftentimes, like I'd mentioned, people are a little bit skeptical about what happens after.
Donating the blood.
Have you got a couple of challenges?
Well,
over the years, have you seen the trend change or things of that nature?
There is a standard to follow when you're going to donate blood. And so viewers would like people to know that for you to donate blood, we need you to be of a certain age, 17 years and above, and preferably not above 65.
Okay.
That is at the highest end. Although exceptionally, it should be 60, but exceptionally some donors who are regular donors can go up to 65. So it should be 17 years and not more than 65 years. You should be at least 50 kilograms of weight. So if you're below 50 kilograms, it's sometimes not healthy for you. You should be generally in a good health condition.
Okay.
Not sick, not on medication. And for ladies, should not be pregnant.
Okay.
And not breastfeeding.
Not on any medication.
Not on any medication, for sure.
I had a feeling.
Not with chronic illness, maybe those with asthma, diabetes, and so on, are also not encouraged to donate. But otherwise, the general fear in many people that maybe the needle is painful, it's not as such, very painful. It's just a simple prick of a needle, and you give the blood.
Well, there's some people that go like crazy when they see needles. They almost black out.
Well, we know people have phobia for needles, but we have a team that is
very good at how it handles the situation. Okay, interesting. So, Amber's last remarks as we wind up here, because time is running out, but I'm pretty sure the campaign is something that we should all be a part of, involve ourselves, like you said. Let us not wait, let's help us. Let's help someone.
Maybe one more thing, Lorena, that many people look at themselves and say, maybe I don't have enough blood. Do I have enough? Do I have enough to give? And they say, maybe I'm not very fat, I'm not huge, so I can't give blood. No. You have the blood, perhaps. So what we do before we allow you to donate, we check. We do a check for you, on you, to ensure that you have sufficient blood, you have reasonable excess that you can give and save another person. And also I'd like to inform the viewers that if you donated your blood today, for example, you're a gentleman, you can be able to donate again after every 3 months. After 3 months, you can be able to give blood again.
And for ladies?
For ladies, 4 months.
4 months, okay.
So it is a duration of 3 for men and 4 for the ladies.
So, okay, lastly, on the campaign. To the people.
On the campaign, the viewers, I call upon you all. You are all invited. We are open to you everywhere you meet our team across the country. Please drop in. Just 15 minutes, 15 to 20 minutes. You'll have saved the unit of, someone's life by giving that unit of blood. And by the way, lastly, blood is life. Blood is not manufactured. There is no machine that makes this blood. So we need you to give it. And know that you're giving a gift of life.
Indeed.
Today is someone else. Tomorrow it could be you.
Indeed.
Who needs
But also, you don't have to buy the blood. You shouldn't pay for that blood. When they ask you for money, just know there is a problem somewhere. You have a right to that blood, isn't that?
Very right.
Indeed. Well, thank you so much, Ambrose. Thank you for your time. Ambrose Mugume here from the Uganda Blood Transfusion Services, or you could call it Nakasero Blood Bank. And of course, we've been looking at the blood donation drive that's going on. We've hit on a couple of things like the shortage that we had, how we've been able to deal with it. Also the issue of paying for the blood, which is very, very sad. If you're actually doing the private clinics, of course, some of the public hospitals out there and health centers, we should stop this, honestly. Everyone needs this blood. Well, Rona Kajumba here. I must say I'll leave you with Forex, and you have been watching Business Today.